HSBC Illuminations. Overseas, offshore, authorized, limited, through the plan, offshore, product, or plan, with you to assist you in understanding this plan. This part, product to the product, conditions, introduction, product, terms, condition, targets, instruction, targets under the plan, scenario, illustration of result under different scenarios, information disclosure, introduction, channel, way disclose information related to the plan, risk disclosure, disclosures of risks which need to be understood upon the product. Please, all the conditions applicable to this product, especially bolded terms and conditions. If you have any query or doubt, please timely explanation. The plan is a non-protected floating return, and return is guaranteed. The plan is product with high risk. You may suffer. In the worst scenario, your redemption proceeds at the time of could be 0. Idest, you may lose. You should fully understand the act in the decision. The plan has significant difference and involves risk. This plan is for the experience. Key disclosure. The risks are only part of the risks of this plan. Return. Return of the plan is not promised by the plan. A return higher than the return of the plan may be 0. Principle. The plan is redemption. The redemption could even be 0. Credit. The plan should bear the risk of the custodian, the overseas custodian, under the offshore. Offshore. All risks of the offshores would be reflected and included in the investment. These risks include but are not limited to risk. Stock risks, counterparty risk, derivative risk, liquidity risk, credit risk, imperfection risk. Offshore. Implementation risk of possible difficulty to evaluate, difficulties to sell securities at favorable time, or risk in options futures over the counter, emerging risk, concentration risk, liquidity risk, not allowed to transfer the plan to everyone else. If the offshore rejects the request to redeem based on excessive behavior, the request to redeem the relevant plan held accordingly. In the event of occurrence of offshore redemption delay event or offshore suspension event, redemption request of this plan will be affected as well. All these factors will affect risk, since the offshore is dominated foreign under the plan. It is initially collected under the plan to be converted into foreign order for the offshore. When the plan is redeemed, the redemption proceeds, if any, will also be denominated foreign, and such foreign proceeds will converted back. If the plan is the offshore, which is not your base, and you choose to convert the denominator of the offshore for the purpose of the plan, you need to convert the redemption proceeds, if any, back to your base. Your actual return could be affected negatively or positively due to fluctuations. Need to pay attention to the plan. Exchange would result in negative or positive impact. The worst scenario may obtain no return and lose all because of exchange. Note: the solely responsible offshore is not the plan, doesn't have any rights under the offshore. Contain, not public, not an offer or solicitation or advice. You should enter into product or other product. Prior to entering, you should conduct investigations and analysis and consult with your own advisors to the extent you consider necessary to enable you to understand and recognize fully the nature arising in holding and trading decisions, including decisions based upon your judgment, tolerance, and experience. The representation of any information contained is sourced from third parties. No liability is accepted whatsoever for any direct, indirect, or consequential loss arising from the use of this distribution, of which might be restricted by law. The information contained cannot be reproduced or otherwise disseminated except to your advisors for the purpose of advising you hereon. The individuals may hold or may liquidate from time to time the security or securities which may directly or indirectly affect the return to you under the product. If you have our service, please, or in or from overseas, deal with feedback and complaints accordingly to the procedures in a professional manner. If you wish to find outside, you may contact authorities or others. The plan, the performance, and plan to obtain the relevant information in time. Your other contact information maintained are valid. inform of any change such contact information timely to ensure you could successfully receive all the information and notification to be provided. If your other information maintained is incorrect, invalid, or not up to date, which results in the failure to receive any information or notification provided and sent timely, the loss and adverse consequences thereof will be borne by yourself.